Hello riders, it's Josh from CycleHunters.com. And today we have a very cool, stealthy, sinister looking 2009 Suzuki GSXR 600. Right away, real simple, you can see it's a combination of a gloss black, no flake, except if you see the little sticker here, it is actually underneath the paint, so it's factory. And it's combined with the matte finish on some of the outer fairings. So it's definitely got that stealthy look, that all black, the little bit of the orange on the R, and some little tidbits here, like the brake calipers and some of the bolts. Some of the little pieces here on the rear set. So cool little tidbits to check out. Right here you can see them too. But overall, this bike, 599cc inline 4, is really a continuation in the line of their Supersports for that year. The previous model, pretty much the same thing as this model, except for a couple little design cues in terms of the fairing. The motor has a little bit more of the mid-range tuned into it so that it is overall a better performing bike through the corners. And as we get into it, you'll see it is a used bike. It's going to have some blemishes here and there, but it's in really nice shape. A little bit on the wheel. Cool rotors. So, the Supersport class, you see a little bit right there. The Supersport class is 600 cc's. It's a great size if you are looking for somewhat of that everyday sport bike. It's not too powerful, but believe me, if you're coming off of anything smaller and you're getting into the super sport class, or really you wanted a super bike, or this full-on sport bike, the 600s are a great place to be. Now, this little bit here and a little bit of scuffage going on there. Mad Moto rear sets. The super sport class offers obviously less power than a 1000. It may not be as brutal, but again, you're talking about a bike that is designed specifically for the track, that is homologated so that you can sell it, so that you can buy it for the street. But again, it is a bike that it is designed to go on a racetrack. Now, a lot of people who like to ride these bikes, you talk about comfort in varying degrees, because sport bikes don't really offer a whole lot of comfort. That's not what they're for. So they're basically, all designed so that they can lower your lap time. And with that in mind, the comfort level in terms of different manufacturers varies. You can see a little bit of there. Now, in my opinion, Hondas, the way that they design their bikes, they design them with the street in mind first, the track second. So if you want to have a track bike, you kind of have to mold it somewhat by putting some different parts on it to make it a track bike. Kind of tough to see that little bit there. The Suzuki is kind of like the next step as far as comfort. The Honda, in my opinion, being the most comfortable. Suzuki next. Then I'd say a Kawasaki, and probably the most hardcore seating position, sport bike wise, in my opinion, would be the Yamaha, where your back end feels like it's kind of higher than your front. So your butt feels like it's above your hands in a way. Some people like that feel. A Ducati to me feels awesome because you slot into the bike. You're kind of one with it. You're not necessarily sitting on top of it. But different people have different sizes, frames, arm length, All that stuff matters. So this is why you need to sit on all these different bikes if you're not sure, or you're trying to get some sort of an idea as to what is your comfort level on each bike. Controls on this Gixxer, pretty straightforward and simple. You have your high beam, low beam, you have your hazards, your turn signal, and your horn. Over here is your starter, your mode selector, and your on-off. Now, this bike has 49,982 miles on it, 409. Little shift light here, analog tack, gear selector, your neutral light, your high beam, low beam selector, where you can see the light there. You're going to see the up top here, your hazards blinking, so your left, right turn signal. You can see all that. But pretty straightforward stuff. Your mode selector over here is going to select your riding modes for, if you want less power in the rain type of a thing. You have your temperature gauge over here as well. But something like this, for anybody that does want an everyday sport bike, the 600 class is a great place to be. It is absolutely more than enough power. Some people need more, that's why you get the thousands. But again, these bikes today, they have absolutely more than enough. Now that's your low, that's your high, that's your low, that's your high beam. Turn signals on these are great because they're up high, they're on the mirror stalks. So that's your left front, left rear, and this is awesome because it's all integrated inside. So you don't have stalks hanging out. A lot of people do the tail delete kit like it's on here, so you don't have that big old thing hanging down for the fender. Check this one here. This is going to be right rear, and then right front. The seat's also an aftermarket seat, not a factory seat. This also has the rear cowl. So this, once it's removed, you can put the back seat on it for a passenger. And let's cancel. Now this bike has the Two Brothers exhaust. It's the carbon exhaust. So there's gonna be some attitude. Let's fire her up and see what she sounds like. Oh, you know what? Gotta pull the clutch on this one.
Remember to hit like and subscribe and ding that notification bell for updated content. Thank you.
It's funny, each manufacturer, if you listen, they do have a distinctive sound. You can always kind of tell a Suzuki GSXR or a Cowie, a Honda, Yamaha, Ducati for sure. Yeah, she's snappy. Good bit of attitude. That's what you want. Nice strong motor. Yeah. Oh, that sounds so good. Yep. Really good, solid bike. Even though that they have higher mileage, when you take care of your bike and you do your oil changes within every 3,000 miles, be checking it as far as your brakes, any of the things that are the wearables that need replaced, your chain and sprockets, that kind of a thing is going to extend the longevity of your machine. So be taking care of your bike. It'll last 49,000 miles and be ready to go another. And it looks great. You really wouldn't look at this thinking that. It's got the passenger pegs already on there. So it's ready to go. Oh, also the blacked out windscreen. Now, every one of our bikes at CycleHunters.com gets a 48-point checklist. We put battery tender leads on every one of them so that when you're done riding, just come in, park your bike, plug it in, top your battery off with your battery tender, starts and fires up real strong every time. We're checking things like obviously your wearables, your brake pads, but other things like steering head bearings, odd things that most people are not going to go through and check. We go through these extensively so that it is as close as we can make it to 100%, so that when you get your bike, jump on it from the starter, you just get going down the road and enjoy your ride. It really is what it is all about. You just want to go ride and enjoy it. You know, oil and filter, that's basic stuff for us. So when we go through the checklist, we're trying to make sure that you get a very quality product from CycleHunters.com. You can see a ton of meat on these tires. It's because they're new. Ton of meat. But again, these bikes are all about that corner carving fun. So you can get out into the twisties and just enjoy it. And crank on that throttle a little bit. It sounds great. It's just a fun bike to ride. So if you're digging the 2009 Suzuki GSXR 600, give us a call at 717-273-1809. You can see the full list of current inventory at www.cyclehunters.com. You can email us at cyclehunters@gmail.com. We do have some financing options available. We have aftermarket warranties available. We can ship bikes, in some cases deliver them. It just kind of boils down to what is it that we need to do to help accommodate you so that when you get your bike, it is a happy experience. It's all about riding and putting a smile on your face. The small things in life, it's just kind of funny how it works. But a bike does it for me, for sure. And I know a lot of you guys too. A lot of you folks out there that ride, you know what it brings. It's just a lot of enjoyment. These, to me, are the most exhilarating. We're not really going to take these to the limit that they are capable of. So if you watch racing series or any racing series on TV, you can see what these things are capable of doing. So if you get a chance to go to a track day, I definitely urge you to do so. Get some riding instruction, learn how to do it properly, and you will extend your fun to the next level. But that's what this is all about. Check us out online. Like and subscribe. Very much thank you to everybody that does. And until the next bike, happy riding.